Hey guys, it's Danny, and today I have a glamlite haul. I wasn't planning on making a glamlite order, but I had gotten a message that they were doing a big palette sale and that some of the palettes were going to be as low as $7. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm just going to look and see if any of the palettes I want are part of the sale. And then maybe pick up some. And I did. I picked up two. Sadly, one of the palettes I really, really wanted, which was the Crazy in Love palette, which is the one that's for Child's Play, like Chucky and Tiffany. That one was not on sale. So I am hoping to catch it on sale one day, but I may just break down and pay full price for it eventually. But I did get two palettes. One, I wasn't sure if I did want, but since it was on sale and actually I was looking at like some swatches and some of the colors I thought I wasn't going to like actually did look a little bit better. So I don't know. And then one I really did want. So I was like, yay. I know these two palettes that I bought are not on sale anymore, but I do think a couple of the palettes are still on sale. So, oh, excuse me. So definitely, if you're interested, still check them out. First things first, I got a freebie. This was in my order and I did not order it, so I'm assuming it was just a little free gift. And this is a set of lashes from the Michaela Pot 2 collection. Does it have a name? No, it just says that this is Michaela's signature lash. Or it says, yeah, featuring a dramatic lash for when you're feeling frisky. And then it also says it's got a more natural lash for a soft glam look, but I'm assuming this is the dramatic one because dramatic is in like bold. It says high fashion. Maybe that's the name of the lash. It says high fashion right there, so maybe that's the name of the lash. These are huge. I don't wear lashes as of now. I do have a couple pair of glue-on ones. I do have some glue, and I do have one pair I got from a Walmart Beauty box that is like self-adhesive that I need to play with. I haven't used those yet. Those are weird, and I'm intrigued. And then I have some magnetic lashes that are like little half lashes that I actually really like those, but I need to get the hang of the magnetic eyeliner stuff. So, but these are really dramatic. Like, whew, those are big. Those are biggins. And I like them. They feel nice. They feel soft. So that's really cool that they threw that in. And then I got this, which is the Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy Krueger palette. It's still in its box. I wanted to show off the packaging. Packaging is really cool. This was on sale for $10, I want to say, and this palette is normally $22 and is still $22, or is $22 again, I should say. And then I got the Friday the 13th Camp Crystal Lake palette. I like that this kind of looks like a cassette tape. So I kind of like that. And then like I kind of want to keep this box because of the packaging, and then it just opens up right here. There's the cassette, and then there's the palette. I love that all the palettes in the like serial killer ones have this, or not serial killer, but like horror icon have this thing. I kind of want to keep this box, and then I kind of don't, because I'm not going to keep the palette in this because that's going to take up so much space in comparison to the little palette. So, but I don't know. Maybe I'll like set it like on my vanity or something because it is cool. So I am going to swatch everything in this video and show it off. So, I'm not going to make more than one video. I would have if I would have like bought more palettes, but because it's just these two, I'm going to do it. First, I do want to show you guys something because I'm like, but I have broke 2 nails this week. So if you guys know, I showed off these nails and I had, you know, changed my shape to like a stiletto nail. Right after filming that video, I broke this pinky nail. And then today, while I was cleaning, I broke this one. And as you can see, they're all the way down. Luckily, I didn't like break the skin underneath, but they broke all the way to the skin. So when I am done filming for today, because I have a couple videos I'm going to film today, I am going to cut these down a little bit so they can grow out. So I'm sad, it sucks, but I wanted to like, so you guys weren't like, what the heck happened to your fingers? That's what happened. So after I'm done filming for today, I'm going to take this polish off. I'm going to trim them, file them down, make them look more like this one, I guess, because I'm not going to cut them all the way down to the quick. It's going to be, they're just going to be shorter than that. And then I'm going to redo them and try to take some really good care of them with my nail oil and really try to get them to grow nice. So first I am going to show the Freddy Krueger one. There is 2 of these Freddy Krueger palettes. I cannot remember what the other one is called. Oh no, it's called the Dream Master palette, if I remember correctly, and it's more red. And then this one is called the Freddy Krueger palette. Again, hold on. Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy Krueger. I'm trying to show. Yeah, and then of course. But this is the Freddy Krueger palette, and it is, got my little plastic thing. It is more, it's just greens and browns and knives. This one right here looks more brown in person, but is coming up like really khaki green, but like just the greens and the browns. And I am going to go ahead and swatch this now. So we're going to start with the top row, which is all the glittery shimmer ones, and then the bottom row is all mattes. I like how they do this when they have the little 10 pan palettes like this, because it's like they have a shimmer and a matte and they correspond. Shimmer, matte, and they can kind of correspond. And it's really cool because it makes it really easy to make really cute 2 shadow looks that are really simple and they're really cohesive usually. I like the Glamlite 10 color palettes, the really little ones like this, because I have this one, but then I have both of the Scooby-Doo ones that were little 10 pan palettes, and I got those on sale too. And then I also have the mini Michaela Part 2 one that is also a 10 pan like this. So I like these little 10 pan palettes, and like I said, there are 2 in the Freddy Krueger collection. There's this one, which is the Freddy Krueger palette, and then there's the one that is called Dream Master. So I'm going to start swatching. And I love Glamlite's shimmers. They are so pretty. They're just so nice. You know, they feel so good. These ones are nice. They feel really good. Ooh, that one's super pretty. All right. All right, so here are my fingers just after swatching the top row. And here are the swatches. Oh, yes, there we go. Okay, so first off, this one. This one is called Boiler Room. It is real. They're all super pretty. Nothing I can say other than that. Then the gold one right here is called Killer. This kind of bronzy one is Coming for You. This kind of dark green is called Haunted. And this like dark kind of like olivey green is called Vengeance. So those are all the shimmer. God, those are pretty. Those are all super duper pretty. Sorry the lighting is not the best today. the light bulb blue in my overhead, in my ceiling fan light, and I have a very high ceiling in my living room. It's like one of those ones that's kind of like where it comes to a point, and the point is like super high up, and that's where my fan is. I have to get a ladder to change a light bulb, which, I mean, in my other rooms I'd have to get a like at least a step stool, but this one I need like a ladder, and I don't feel like digging it out of the garage and changing a light bulb. So yeah, it's just gonna be dark in here for a couple days. So I am going to pause and take this off, and we'll see if it stains or anything. And I'm back, and yeah, there's a little on my finger and a little on my hand. I can see it better in person than I can on the screen. You can kind of see a little bit, like right there. So now we're going to do the mattes. And her mattes are always so soft as well. I enjoy them. Okay. Here are my fingers again after, and here are the swatches. So this green right here is called Elm Street. This color is called Maniac. This one is called Knives. This one is called Asylum. And this one is called Burned. Okay, so Burned is a black. I wasn't 100% sure. It's like a black with like a little bit of a green to it. So I was curious if it was going to come up black or like more. And Asylum, which is this one right here, is like a really nice. That one's actually not as dark as I thought. I thought it'd be a little bit darker, but it's a very nice khaki green. Really, really like that. All right, so again, here are all the mattes. I'm going to pause, take it off, and we'll see how it stained. And I'm back. My fingers are still a little stained, and my hand is definitely a little stained. Again, I can see it more in person than it's showing up on here, but I can definitely see it. Again, here is the inside of the palette. It's very dark greens, browns, very like grungy. I really like it, and I cannot wait to work with it and show you guys a couple looks. Again, this is a Freddy Krueger palette, and there are two. The next palette is the Friday the 13th one. This one I was on the fence about. Oh, that's the other side. This one I was on the fence about getting at all because of there's a couple reds. I was on the fence because there's a couple reds in here, and I don't really like red eyeshadow very much. But this is the Friday the 13th, the Camp Crystal Lake. I really like the one, and then I really like that. But I was on the fence because of the two reds and the fact that there's like a blue, and I thought it was brighter than it actually ended up being. So here's the inside of the palette, and it's really just these two reds that I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know. But then I was like, you know, I really like the greens, and I really like the browns and the silvers, and the two blues, I was a little like, I don't know about those. But then, because they looked brighter in a couple of the pictures, but then I was like, well, they're actually kind of more dark, so I decided to give it a chance. And so again, here are the colors. I am going to do swatches. Obviously, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and then we'll see how it looks. I really like the mirror. Oh, it's got like the little blood right there. I like that. So I may not use the reds in this palette at all, but at the same time, you know what? That's okay. I will say the mattes, or not the mattes, the shimmers in this one seem to be a little drier than normal. They're not as, or they don't seem to be as smooth. Not saying they're not good. They're still good. I'm just saying. So, here is row number 1. Here are my fingers after. But here is row number 1. This one is Jason Lives. This one is Camp Counselor. This one is Axe. This blue one is Masked. And the red is called New Blood. And I really like those. I like that blue, the Masked. And then I really like the 2 shimmers, Jason Lives and Axe. But I think Axe out of the 2 might be my favorite. It's a little bit more bronzy. They're super pretty. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pause. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to see if the red especially stains. Because I know red has a tendency to stain. So I will be right back. And I'm back. Here are my fingers. As you can see, the brown and the red still kind of are stained. And my hand has a lot of glitter and a little bit of red still on it. But other than that, it came off pretty okay. And when I do this, I'm just using a paper towel with a little bit of water. I'm not using any kind of cleanser or anything like that. So now we're going to do the next row, which just looking at it is 4 shimmers and 1 matte. So just saying, there's going to be a lot of shimmer in this one. All right. Here is row number 2. Here are my fingers afterwards. And I really like this row. I like all of the shimmers. I kind of like how this one is kind of a pinky color. And then I really like this kind of green. I really like the shimmers in the second row. So let's go. This pinky one is called Can't Hide. Very pretty. The gold one is called Summer Camp. This really pretty green is called Nightmare. The blue, which is also just very, very pretty, is called Camp Crystal Lake. And then the matte red is called Camp Blood. So very nice. Again, the reds are pretty. I just am not a big fan of reds, so like they're like my least favorite. But just the shimmers in that row are probably, that's probably my favorite row just so far, just because of all the shimmers in that one. All right, so I will pause, take this off, and I will be right back. And I am back. My fingers are still a little stained, and my hand a little bit, but not as bad. So now we're going on to the last row. And for anyone wondering, because I know I had mentioned that the Nightmare on Elm Street palette was marked down to $10 from $22. This one, the Friday the 13th, the Camp Crystal Lake palette, I bought it for, I can't remember if it was 12 or if it was 15. But it was marked down to either 12 or 15 from 32. So, but it is $32 again, so it's still not on sale, sadly. But maybe it'll be on sale again. I do know some of the palettes were still on sale. So you'll just have to check it out and see if there are any palettes that are still on sale that you are wanting. I'm swatching the last row right now, and it looks like this whole row is mattes. So just throwing that out there. Okay, here's the last row. As you can see, I was right, they are all mattes, and my fingers are kind of stained. So starting with this one is called Unlucky Day, and that might be my favorite matte in the entire palette. This one is Death Curse. This one is called J. Voorhees. This one is You're Doomed. And this one is called F13. And that is just like a black. It's like a kind of a gray black. It's not like a black, kind of got a little bit of a gray tone, but it's still very, very black. But this Unlucky Day one, that might be my favorite color, like matte wise, in the entire palette. Although I do also really like Death Curse, which is funny. Death Curse on camera looks like it has like a slight green to it. So, but in the pan, I don't know, I'm not really picking up, well, I guess maybe a little bit on camera, but like in person, it looks like it should be more brown, but it almost has like a little bit of a green. So here's, I guess, the overview of the palette. And again, this is the last row. I'm going to pause, take it off, and we'll see if it's stained. Okay, out of everything, this one I think stained like the worst. My fingers actually came clean a little bit better, but like, I don't know if you can see it, but I can. And I know all of this isn't just from that row, because I did do like the other 10 shadows and from this palette and the other palette. So this one did stain a lot. I'm definitely gonna have to wash my hands when I'm done, but that was swatches of the Camp Crystal Lake Friday the 13th palette. Like I said, I was on the fence about this one, but for the price I paid for it, I figured because like I said, I really didn't like the two reds, and like these two blues as well I didn't really like, but like in person they're actually a lot better. They're a lot more dusty, and I thought they were gonna, like, they looked more bright in some of the pictures, so really happy about that. So yeah, these are now added to my collection. I am going to have videos where I use them, obviously, so be on the lookout for those. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little haul and or swatch video, and I will talk to you later. All right, bye.